Welcome to Dr. Jester Rants, and I'm gonna rant about science and science. And this one is more like science. Right! From the Daily Mail. Are these games the most sexist video games? Study reveals the games with the least dialogue from female characters, with King Quest 6 and Kingdom Hearts 3D topping the list. Yeah. You're going to see why this thing is an absolute ball of fucking shit. Right, let's read at least the first part, and then I'm gonna begin debunking this bullshit on the fly. Experts show just 35% of words are spoken by women among top games. No. What they're doing here, they're using a very specific segment of games, and they went way beyond those selective choice of games to the point that they actually picked and chose what games to display in here, and kind of ignored the others that made them uncomfortable. Right. The result comes amid exclusion of abuse of female gamers in the community. Really? As far as I know, when women game, they are pretty much guaranteed, almost guaranteed help. You say you're a woman, you're pretty much being showered with items, with help, and people will pretty much kind of just even excuse bad behavior or bad gameplay. You're a guy. If you fuck it up, you're gonna get goddamn fucking trolled. And I don't see that as a problem. So, why? Right. While half of the games across the UK are female, actually, no. The majority are males. What they're considering here as female gamers are actual women who plays Candy Crush on their phone when they are waiting for a bus or for a train or something like that. That's not gaming. They consider gamers like a grandmother actually playing a Facebook game, well, if they still have those things. Like Farmville. I wonder if that thing is still running. Right. Anyway, a new study has revealed a huge divide when it comes to the amount of dialogue spoken by female characters. Shocking research of more than 13,000 video game characters has revealed that just 35% of words are spoken by women. And that's the problem. They said 13,000 video game characters. Right now, you could pretty much just say a lot of NPC characters. One moment. That belongs to a certain RPG game could actually make up quite a good chunk out of that. That would be like Skyrim. They actually chose Skyrim and Oblivion. But that's the thing, they did not choose Morrowind. But somehow they actually chose Daggerfall. Alright, Kingdom Hearts 3D and King Quest 6. Isn't King Quest an actual adventure game and not an RPG as it states in the game? Well, in this research at the bottom. Because they actually chose the genre RPG only. They did not choose FPS, strategy games, simulations, anything else. Right. With just 6.7% and 6.4% of female dialogue, respectively, the research comes at a time when female gamers are largely targeted within the community, according to the team. Yet the team is an absolute retard. Absolute morons. They do not seem to know how to do things. Wanna know why? You know what? Fuck it. Let me just go down and show to you the actual choice that they made. 13,000. King Quest 6, King Quest 2, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, King Quest 7, Final Fantasy 10, Persona 4, Stardew Valley, Stardew Valley, Horizon Zero Dawn, where the main character, the main NPC is an actual fucking female, who actually fucking talks. Mass Effect 2, where you actually can choose a goddamn fucking female NPC voice. So I'm pretty sure this thing is not doing the proper job. Persona 3, Final Fantasy 13, again. Mass Effect, where you can actually do the same thing. Final Fantasy 13 2, Elder Scrolls Oblivion, Mass Effect 3, Dragon Age, Persona 5, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 7, King Quest, Final Fantasy again, Elder Scrolls. Oh, they actually did choose Morrowind. My apologies, I skipped this one. Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy, Jesus Christ, 8, Dragon Age Origins, Skyrim, Final Fantasy, King Quest 5, and here is the kicker. One of the things that really left me bothered. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. You can actually choose multiple characters with multiple genders, but they somehow did not choose the actual game that sold quite a bit, which was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Yeah, that one was buggy as fuck, but it had quite a bit different mechanics. It was more interesting than the first one. And yet somehow you think it's only 28.6? Did they actually get to choose? Did they actually identify the female NPCs in there? Because I remember there was quite a bit. I think it was nearly half of the entire game was female NPCs as well. Right, Final Fantasies, King Quest 3, Final Fantasy again, Kingdom Hearts, The Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. I wonder why I did not choose Arena. Final Fantasy 15, Final Fantasy 6, Monkey Island. Why did not choose the other Monkey Islands? Super Mario RPG, Kingdom Hearts, King Quest, Kingdom Hearts. I think they only chose a certain quantity of games. The Secret of Monkey Island, The Curse of Monkey Island, and King Quest. Right, so you actually chose the adventure games, which are not RPGs. So why didn't you choose MMORPGs, which I'm gonna go and show it to you. It includes World of Warcraft. Oh god, I missed the Warhammer Online. Guild Wars. You also have Elder Scrolls Online, Star Wars The Old Republic. All of those have a myriad of female NPCs with dialogues. Why didn't you choose those games? And extracting the information of those games are slightly easier. I wonder why. Oops, I spilled a bit of coffee. But before I go on, here's a word from my sponsor.
Chosen knights. We are born of sin and crime. We are repentance personified. We are immortal. We are legend. We are God's wrath made manifest. And we know no fear.
Right. Continuing this absolute nonsense. Where was I? Kingdom Hearts, alright. The research comes at a time when female games are largely targeted within the community, according to the team. Around half of the games female, but they experience a lot of abuse and exclusion. Bull fucking shit! More diverse representation is being called by players and developers. Literally, they are... Sorry about that. You chose only RPGs. RPGs and adventure point-and-click games like King Quest that you saw here, King Quest, and Curse of the Monkey Island, King Quest, all are point-and-click games. Right, more diverse representation is being called by players and developers, so we hope the developers will consider addressing the imbalance we found in order to create more inclusive games. Right! Including more inclusive games. Tomb Raider, that was literally only a female. Heavy Metal, female, and you didn't include those. Somehow. Right, the controversial research took into account 6.2 million words from scripts of 50 popular role-playing games. Yeah, you didn't choose only RPGs here, you chose point-and-click games as well. Right. This genre of game often takes a storytelling format with dialogue used as a key driver to progression. And yet you did not include MMORPGs, which are more RPGs than a point-fucking-click game! Right. Research on includes games that had sold at least 1 million copies worldwide while being mentioned in the top RPGs of all time list. Yeah, I think the idiots who chose to do this do not understand what gaming is. Probably only game Candy Crush at most. Or probably The Sims in their computers, and that's about fucking it. Hey! I think maybe I don't think they even play Overwatch. If they do, I'll be very surprised. Those games are full of diversity, womanixen, of colorixen, and diversitixen. Hey, I'm being very diverse here by using X on every single word. Right! I don't think they actually are even gamer proper. So they went, top RPGs of all time. And then they found a website, probably Kotaku, on the first result. And they clicked on it, and they saw the games on the list. Bada boom. Bob's your uncle. They did a research onto that one. Sorry. Research! Right. Oh, let's see. Let's see if it's actually quite true. I should probably have done this before. Let's try Google. There's even EverQuest. I just checked here. IGN. Game designing. Oh, good lord. Yeah, the CSS is broken in goddamn fucking IGN. But why would they include Curse of the Monkey Island in here? I don't understand. Secret of Mana, Planescape Torment. I don't know why they didn't include Planescape. Those games sold a whole lot. They sold a buttload. They sold like goddamn there was no tomorrow. But I don't understand. Just 30% of characters were female in most games, including male-dominated conversations than females. But the Curse of the Monkey Island ranked in the bottom 3 alongside Kingdom Hearts, which is really odd. They are point and click. Only 30 of 13,000 characters identified as non-binary too, which is about half as much. How in the fuck did you manage to actually identify as non-binary? Must be the newer Final Fantasy games, but I'm pretty sure the Final Fantasy games doesn't have retarded characters like that. Maybe no, I would say Mass Effect, but I don't think even Mass Effect has non-binary. Oh yeah, it must come from Horizon Zero Dawn. That's where it must have come from. Because as far as I can see in these games here, none of them includes that retarded ideology, which, let me put it this way, it's retarded as fuck. Because it's not based on science, it's based on physics. And, well, facts be damned, sir. Dr. Rennick at the University of Glasgow said, while we expected to find a larger proportion of male dialogue overall, we were surprised to discover how few games, just 3 of 50, had more than 50% female dialogue. Like, oh my god, how dare they! Players seem to share our surprise when we surveyed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you only went to far leftist players. Researchers believe the huge imbalance is caused by a lack of major and minor female characters, with numerous men exclusively talking to other men in game. Oh, really? Oh, such a shame. It's as if you didn't even fucking bother to do your fucking research, because you can actually be multiple females talking to females if you choose, and for instance, Mass Effect. Or Dragon Age. Now you can actually choose your character. Or, hey, Skyrim, Daggerfall, Morrowind, even Star Wars. You can. Oh Jesus Christ! Why am I even saying that? You probably know that already. That these people here do not. These games were also deemed similar to films which do not pass the Bechdel test. Oh, you mean that retarded comic strip from the 80s? Yeah. You know what? Right now, every time I see Bechdel test, I look at it and say, yeah, if it passes that, it's possibly a shitty game, or a shitty media, or a shitty comic, or a shitty book. But scientists warn that upping the female... Now, imagine being so goddamn fucking retarded that you're actually using a comic book strip from the 80s to measure content. Talk about being culturally, creatively bankrupt. In recent remake of Final Fantasy 6-7, it's the female character Jessie has 10 times more dialogue than the original. I think it was bullshit. Meanwhile, games like Stardew Valley saw characters respond differently depending on their player's character's gender, perpetuating stereotype in 24% of the cases. Well, you can go fuck yourself, because there is a goddamn fucking gender stereotype. There is only male and female. If you think there is more than that, you're an absolute moron who denies science. But yes, there is a gender stereotype. It's 90% or 99% true. There's still obviously, always outliers. It's the exception that proves the rule. Because females will often choose to, well, be more family-oriented, more social-oriented than males. Males will be more action-oriented. So dialogue will have to be able to adapt to that. That reminds me of in Elder Scrolls Online, which I'm playing with my girlfriend. There's section of NPCs that they began to add. Well, there's even one on High Isle where you can actually see the woman is a lesbian. She's older, much older, and the other character is a female as well. I suppose wife is much younger. I think originally it may have been intended to be a mother and a daughter, because the entire thing feels off. Maybe the diversity hire went on and said, oh guys, we need diversity, we need representation, so let's add more lesbians in this. I think we can actually add this one. Let me just replace daughter with wife and Bob's your uncle. And they did that because the dialogue feels off, the characters feels off, and in fact, I was just so goddamn fucking irritated, and I like to hear the dialogue, I like to hear the voice acting, and I like to hear all the options, even by the chagrin of my girlfriend, who actually just fast forwards most of the time. I just said, oh, fuck yourself, fucking NPC. I just clicked, yes, move on. I do not even care about the story, the character, and I was even disappointed that the wife was actually still alive. You're actually making people not care about characters because you're forcing diversity. You're actually forcing people not to give a shit about the story. You're changing and inserting things that make no sense. You're actually like Stranger Things. I'm 100% sure that the bitch that was actually pretty much licking the other guy's ball, that I forgot the name of the character, I already discussed this in the previous videos, was actually straight. They actually just alphabet watched her at the end. Because just at the end of the episode, they make her a lesbian. Right. Continuing. For instance, female players are described as beautiful, offered salad, and assumed to have a little experience of video games. Yet male characters are offered pasta, described as full of energy, and were assumed to be good at video game players. Quote, an important future step for research into gender bias in video games is to identify the tropes that result in imbalance in dialogue so they can be directly addressed. You can go suck a cock. Developers concerned about such biases should monitor and reflect on those patterns. Yeah. Every time they do that, the game fails. Central. Dishonored 2. Which, in fact, incidentally, is more RPG than a goddamn fucking curse. The Curse of Monkey Island Games, and King Quest. This is perhaps a bigger challenge to video games than any other... Oh, this is perhaps a bigger challenge of video games than any other medium, since modern games can incorporate many hours of content than the average film and television show and include hundreds of characters designed by large numbers of developers across multiple companies. Right. So we decided to go and take a look. This is the research. Some biases are encoded into the game's algorithm. The dagger for the distribution of male and female characters is determined randomly. However, before being assigned a gender, NPCs are first assigned a role, and if they are a guard, they are male by default. Well, yeah. Wanna know why? Have you seen how female police guards struggle when they are trying to capture a big, bulky criminal? Yeah, the big bulky criminal pretty much dances around the two police officers and escape. There's a reason for that, you absolute troglodytes. You're trying to tell me that physical strength is just... it's based on society roles. Oh, I farted. Let me smell my own farts. You moron! Dialogue in games can vary based on player choices, but does not always have an effect on gender representation. You can go suck a cock. For example, 11 games in our sample allow players to choose the gender of the player characters. Of these, only Mass Effect Trilogy and Dragon Age 2 have more than 50% female dialogue when the player character was female. Wait, what? And these are only just over equal proportion, the higher being Dragon Age 2 with 66% compared with 22 female dialogue if the player character is male. The what now? Not a source of variation is the choice in Dialogue 3. Information was available simulated an omniscient player who tries to maximize dialogue from one gender while minimizing dialogue from another. Yeah, let me put it this way. The people who did this research is actually not doing the research and is actually more interested in the politics. This is what we call science, because they are not doing science, they are doing science. This, if I were responsible to do a peer review of this, I would pretty much tell them, dude, just redo it. You're not doing science any favors in this. This is a total failure. This should not be published. And how in the fuck did they manage to get Royal Society Publishing is just beyond me. But I went on to check Who the fuck are responsible for this? Mostly women. Yet, they're responsible, the people who supervise them are two males, Edward Healy and Sean G. Roberts. Everybody else, female. I don't think they actually bothered to go through this, or people were just... Other people behind Royal Society may actually be infected by retarded nonsense. You know, the far left ideological bullshit that we are familiar with. I think at this point we can safely say that based on a few researches that have appeared in the past in which they actually changed the Mein Kampf and made it and changed a few words to look like a female manifesto, they got published. So we can say that science is actually getting fucked in the goddamn fucking ass by these goddamn fucking morons. Fuck me. Why do these people even bother? This is just really bad. And money invested on this is just a waste of money. I think it's pretty much safe to say that this thing is a whole lot of bull fucking shit to drive a narrative. So, in that regard, have a great fucking night. Oh, on that fucking night, have a great fucking night. Even I forgot. Yeah, I lost neurons reading this garbage. So, goodbye.